Good morning. I am so happy that you are here with me today, and I can't wait to continue learning with you about sound. Now, yesterday, one thing we learned about is how sound works, honestly, and we read a story together about a little girl named Julie, and then the narrator of the story, the teller of the story. We didn't ever really learn what her name was, so we learned about a little girl and her friend Julie. Do you guys remember what the special thing about Julie was? What was so special about her? Something was special about Julie. For those of you who watched the video, Julie was blind, okay? Now, and for Julie, that didn't matter very much, right? She's able to maneuver or get through life just fine because she has obviously adapted to her situation, right? So she knows what she needs to do in order to succeed in certain situations, right? Do you remember how she paid for her school lunch? Think about that for a second. So she paid for her school lunch with cash money, right? She paid for her lunch with cash, with money, not a credit card. I say cash money instead of, a credit card, like so many of us are used to doing nowadays. But she paid in cash, and her friend asked her, hey, how can you do that if you're blind? Like, what if you give the wrong bill or the wrong amount and people give you the wrong change? Well, what Julie had to do is learn how she had to adapt, right? So she and her mother learned that if the bills are folded a certain way, then Julie is able to be independent. She's able to do things on her own and is able to tell the different bills apart. So Julie's mom folds the bills a certain way. So a $5 bill might be folded in half the hot dog way, and a $20 bill might be folded in half the hamburger way. Or maybe it's a more intricate fold than that. I'm not entirely sure. But that was the skill that Julie and her mom developed, or system they developed, in order for Julie to be able to do things on her own. Okay? And throughout this story, there are many, many examples of how sound was present in anyone's daily life, right? Sure, the story focused on Julie, but in our daily lives, we encounter so many sounds. I gave you an example yesterday of my water bottle and how much sound it makes when I set it down. Or even just listening to the ice in there is making a lot of noise, right? Or if I'm just walking through the hallway, you can hear me coming, right? You can tell that I'm around because my keys make noise, okay? Now, there are lots of other ways we experience sound throughout the day. I want you to sit and think on those. What other types of sound do we encounter throughout the day? Every day that I'm in school, this is a sound that I encounter, right? And when I sit down at my desk, they might hit the table. Okay, that's a sound I'm used to every day. Do I love it? Nope. Is it part of my life? Yeah, because I need my keys. Okay, that's a part of my daily routine. Just like waking up to an alarm clock is in my daily routine. The hum of my electric toothbrush is in my daily routine. The sound of the water faucet is part of my daily routine. The shower, the dishwasher, the microwave, the oven, opening and closing a door. You guys starting to catch on here? There are many different sounds that you hear. Simply as your day is going along, your life, your surroundings make noise. And there's a big fancy term we used yesterday in order to tell those sounds apart. Do you remember it? That term is sound discrepancy. Okay. Or sorry, not discrepancy. My bad. Sound discrimination. Okay. With sound discrimination, we're able to pull different pieces of information, different sounds out or pull or pick them apart when we maybe hear multiple ones. There could be lots of different sounds going on outside, right? We could hear dogs barking. We could hear birds chirping. We could hear cars. And then if we also hear a siren, which one of those sounds is probably more important than the others? That siren. That siren is going to tell me I need to pay attention to something and I need to do it now. Okay? So today, what I want you to do is we're going to practice with our sound discrimination. Now, a discrepancy is a problem or a difference, a change. So that's not entirely incorrect when I accidentally use that. However, I do want us to get used to the phrase sound discrimination. Okay? Now today, I want you to try dropping two items that are similar to one another, that are alike one another. And I want you to tell me how you can tell the sounds apart. So now for this video, I'm going to drop two things that sound or that are used for a similar purpose. Okay? And I want you to tell me if you can tell what they are. Okay? They are both writing utensils. Okay, I'm dropping them both from the same height, but listen again. Okay, one more time. Now, those sound very different. However, they both serve the same purpose. They're both used to write. So the fact that they sound so differently means there's a big change in how they work or what they're made of, right? Why do you think they sound so different? I know we did this a little bit yesterday with the pen, the chapstick, and the paperclip, but those are three very different items. Today, these two items are very, very similar. So I want you to tell me how you can tell them apart. I'll show you the two items now. The two items are a pencil and a pen. Now I want you to listen carefully and see if you can figure out which one's which. Remember yesterday in our story, we learned about high-pitched and low-pitched barks with the dog? Julie could tell that the dog in the story was really, really big based on his low-pitched bark. He probably sounded something like woof, 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 instead of woof, 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 woof. Dogs have different pitches based on their size. Think about how that information applies to our pen and our pencil. Share your learning for today on your Seesaw page. Okay? There is the question prompt on your daily slide as well. Okay? I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will see you again tomorrow. Oh no, sorry, won't see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, no school. So I'll see you guys next week. Bye everyone.